Hey everyone, Phoenix here, and I am back with part 2 of my Helm's Deep video. We are on to book 13, chapter 7, and I wish this is how time travel worked in real life. Just turn the barrel upright and you can move forward in time. It took me a minute to find the barrel, but there's like these random objects around Helm's Deep, like some bags that you can go to the before the battle, and then boom, tip the barrel upright, and it's the next day. So time advances to before dawn, so the big battle has happened overnight, and now we are continuing to defend Helm's Deep from this massive invading orc army. Of course, the keep seems a little bit quiet for having there be a huge battle going on, something I mentioned in the previous video, but it's just the issue of it being an MMO sometimes where they can't include all of these things. Okay, so this time we're doing the storied battle of the Deeping Coombe. So this is basically after the wall of Helm's Deep has been breached. We did that in the last one. What an epic, awesome moment. And now we are fighting all of the orcs inside the wall. We've got all these Dunlending warriors that we have to fight. We have to kill 10 of Saruman's forces and extinguish fuses. So basically all these bombs are now around from Saruman's forces that they used to breach the wall, and now they're just laying on the ground being lit. I don't know why. But yeah, we can defuse them just by using them, and you can see the one in front of me is about to blow up, and I guess missed me, but it looked pretty close. I don't know how I got away with that one. Looks like it probably would have hurt. Black powder bomb. So we have to get 2 more of those and 6 more enemies, which is, it's strange. It seems like there's a ton of enemies, but only a few of them are, engageable, fightable, can be fought. Words. Yeah, so we're going to keep making our way through here, killing orcs. And we got our last bomb defused, even though it does look like there's a few more around. Just crush these Dunlending warriors real quick. I do like how the Lord of the Rings Online is more book accurate with these battles. That the Dunlendings were a huge part of the battle for Helm's Deep and just the Battle of Rohan in general. And there's our last Dunlending warrior that we can fight. Alright, so now we have to extinguish more black powder devices near the hole in the deep wall. Although I don't see any. There we go. Right by the gap. We got a bomb to defuse. Even though it said 0 out of 4, once we do 1... we find Iglaf, who we were fighting alongside in the previous video. I guess he got blown off the wall when it exploded. This guy's just limping along. We gotta help him get to safety. All these explosions are awesome, but I feel like they're not like doing anything. Can we hope to win? Yes, we are going to win. Over there, a friendly face. So now we meet Leiftag, who I don't think is a character that I've met before at this point. Fight alongside Leiftag and the Riders 4. So there's these 4 riders, but I think this is a new set of characters. Someone in the comments could correct me if I'm wrong, but these aren't characters that I remember encountering before. But they all have like names and they fight pretty cool. Hutha, Ulf, Bernoth. This dude on the roof is like an archer. Pretty cool. They're protecting the watermill. And they get attacked by these orc warriors. And they call themselves the Riders Four. The Four Horsemen, I guess. I don't know. You got this huge troll coming. War troll. Not that big of a threat. Some Uruks. The Riders 4 and Friend have achieved victory. Okay, so that's the end of the storied tale for the Deeping Coombe. So we can click finish for this instance, and we'll get teleported out. Now there's a interlude where we kind of go into the Glittering Caves. Now in the book, Gimli and Eomer end up in the Glittering Caves, which is like behind Helm's Deep. In the movie, it's where all of the women and children go to hide. In the books, the women and children go like to a completely different place. The whole like scenario is very different in the books to the movies, but in the books, Gimli and Eomer end up here. And so we go here and we end up seeing the Falcon Clan, who I didn't ever make any kind of video on, but when we are getting the Grey Company to, which are the Dúnedain, to go help Aragorn earlier in the epic story of Lord of the Rings Online, we encounter the Falcon Clan and they are kind of like friendly and then they betray us. So this Lou Brennan is their chief and he is the one who betrayed everybody. And so now this like epic story with the Falcon Clan is kind of coming full circle and getting a conclusion here where they are fighting on behalf of Saruman in the Glittering Caves, and we get to take on Lou Brennan and his Falcon Clan once and for all. This fight was actually kind of interesting. So like he throws all of his warriors at you and they're kind of weak, but then he's like, he's really strong, and basically he starts off at full big health, and eventually as you fight him, he kind of like respawns with reduced health, but like is at full health again. So it's a bunch of kind of mini fights where you're like wearing him down, and eventually he's kind of weakened, and you know, you can actually defeat him. But here's his first. You strike hard, but it will not be enough. And then he respawns. I'm not sure what that's trying to represent, but it is a pretty cool mechanic. Although it screws me up because I cast, you know, spells to increase my damage on the monster. So then when he respawns, that goes away and I lose it. But not that big of a deal. So yeah, so you know, you can see his health is down to 12,000 now when it started out at 27,000. You will not win. And then he hits Gimli. I guess Gimli gets knocked unconscious. Then we beat him again. He walks away, catches his breath, and we fight him down to 6,000 health. He's laughing at us, even though he's dying. Oh yeah, this kid is like followed us. Lou Brennan, the leader of the Falcon Clan, has finally paid for his crimes. So that's basically what happens in the Glittering Caves. And that's the end of that, like, kind of interlude between the battles. So now we're back to the next storied tale, which is the Hornburg. This is kind of theoretically the last stand with the king. And you can see Theoden here is looking out over the massive orcs army. And Hama is here. Hama is the door warden for Theoden. In the movies, he's the one who, like, doesn't take Gandalf's staff away from him. Aragorn shows up, says the orcs have almost overrun the northwest wall. And here we go. We're going to fight alongside Aragorn in defense of the Hornburg. Everything's on fire. There's orcs everywhere. Although, pretty weak orcs. Huge war troll again. Then we get Theoden coming down with Hama. Theoden takes out the war troll all on his own. Pretty cool. One of those black powder bombs which needs to be diffused. I don't know where I learned to defuse black powder bombs, but apparently I know how to do it. We got Aragorn and Theoden talking. And so in the books, what's happening is, like, Gandalf is off gathering Helm, who is used to be the person in charge of Helm's Deep, who went to fight at the Fords of Isen, where Theoden's son died, and all of that army kind of got broken up and lost. And in the movies, they just replaced that character with Éomer. So in the books, which is what we're replicating here in Lord of the Rings Online, Éomer is here fighting already. Gandalf's coming back with Helm's army instead of Éomer's army. Kind of understand why they made the change, but it is very different. But now we get the classic moment of Theoden and Aragorn deciding that it is time to ride out of the keep. And they say, riders make ready. They say they need some time, though, to, like, ride forth. So Hama goes and defends the door. I will give you the time you need, my king. It's a pretty cool moment. Then we're gonna mount up. I was trying to see if I could use my war steed, but apparently not, and then you kind of just get teleported. Now we're just, like, outside Éomer, Theoden, and Aragorn. And we ride out to fight the orcs. It was a little weird, like, this just, like, ends abruptly, and then they kind of make it seem like you fought them off, but in reality, like, again, Helm and, like, this whole other army came, but they just, like, kind of gloss over that. So anyway, this is a really fun quest. Had to make 2 videos on this. I hope you really enjoyed them. If you like this kind of content, you can hit the link down in the description and become a channel member and get these videos early. It really does support the channel a lot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.